Hello and welcome back to this makeup space that I have created for myself and you guys. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Renee and I am a certified makeup artist, makeup hobbyist, makeup enthusiast, makeup addict, makeup hoarder. Pretty much I just love everything to do with makeup, and this is the space that I get to express that. If you're not new here, thank you so much for returning. I appreciate each and every one of you who watch these videos. So today what we're going to do is actually what I'm going to do is sort of my top 10 palettes. Most of them are eyeshadow palettes. There is one sort of face palette, but I also use it as an eyeshadow palette too. But I don't have any makeup on today. I'm sort of been through it with my skin lately, so today was just, I didn't want to, add to the issues that I'm having, so I'm just sort of taking a break and doing a non-makeup video. So we're just going to get into it. These are in no particular order. This is just just going to go through with my stacks that I have here. So I'm going to start off with the ABH Alyssa Edwards palette. I know a lot of people are not a big fan of the ABH formula because it's pretty crumbly and whatnot. This palette isn't too bad, and I really like the sort of really bright yellow, pink, blue, and purple. They're extremely pigmented and just sort of unmatched. Next, we have, sort of in the opposite direction, we have the LimeCrime Venus Immortalis palette. This is a, gray tone, cool, black to white palette. The colors in here are phenomenal, and this palette is just really, really, really nice if you're into that sort of cool tone thing. I know ColourPop essentially made a palette along the same lines that's cheaper. I have not tried that one in particular, but I do recommend the Venus Immortalis. I think you can still get it. I'm not sure. So number 3, like I said, this is in no order. This is just what I'm grabbing off of my desk, is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. This, I initially wasn't going to buy it because I'm like, I don't do neutral tones. A lot of times I do more colorful creative looks, and I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. But then I'm like, I want to support Tati, so I went ahead and bought it. And this is one of my, I go to this so freaking often. It, blows my mind. Next, we have 2 palettes from a brand that, very indie brand, small brand, but I've not tried anything from this brand that I dislike. This is OMFG Cosmetics, and this is the Sea Dreams palette. Extremely bright, extremely, the shimmers are insane. The bright mattes in here are insane. The color payoff and very little fallout. Just amazing, amazing formula that people need to know more of. The next, that was the Sea Dreams palette. This is the Kush palette from OMFG Cosmetics. Again, this is all obviously by the name. You can figure out what the theme of it is, but everything in here works so well. The payoff, and it's one of the best formulas that I have experienced, and I use a lot of different types of makeup and formulas. So this is the Kush palette. I do have a affiliate code. I'll put it on the screen, but it's also Amanda MUA on their website. So that'll be the link and stuff will be linked down below in the comments. So next we have the Living in Color palette from Hank and Henry Beauty. These, they work really well, but you have to know how to use them. All of the shimmers and metallics and stuff, you have to use them with your finger. They do not pick up with a brush. So that is sort of, can be a turn off for some people, but as long as you know, like, are familiar with that and know how to use it, it's not a problem. And like, it's a really nice palette. That's all I have to say about that one. Next we have the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker Palette. Just an all-around very, very, very good rainbow palette. I've actually, I've used every shade in this, and there's only one that I'm not a super big fan of, which is the raspberry, but because it doesn't seem to pick up very well, but everything else is just phenomenal. Pigmented, very little fallout. I don't have really anything too negative I mean, these are my favorites, so I don't really have a whole lot negative to say about any of this. So the next one is actually not a eyeshadow palette. This is actually technically a blush palette, and this is from Likely Makeup. I absolutely, all of her packaging is insane. I love it so much. And this is a blush palette, but I also use these for eyeshadows. They're extremely pigmented. I mean, the colors are what you see here, but they sheer out very well too. So you can do very extreme looks or very sort of everyday looks out of this. So good. And next we have the ABH Norvina Volume 2, I believe. Ultimately, I would like to get all of the 3 volumes, but I can't justify spending that money. But this one, I love the colors in it. Honestly, my favorite shade in this is this, like, weird, like, shimmer, like, sort of like, I don't know, it's like a blue, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. It's like a weird duochrome. It's like teal and like blue and gold. It's a really nice color. It's hard to pick up with the camera, so that was a fail. But everything that I've tried out of this is just, it's great. Like the color payoffs and everything are just phenomenal. And they're bright, but they're more like true blues, true greens. Like, they're not pastel, they're not neon. I mean, there are a couple neon shades in here, but most of them are very rich colors comparatively to some of the other rainbow palettes and stuff. And the last one that I have is the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of blue eyeshadow. I love it. I love everything about this palette. I love the grays, the like pastel, the pastel colors. The neutral shades are great as well. It's just an all around, obviously very color specific, but it's a really good palette. I recently got the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette and the Conspiracy palette, but I feel like those are too new in my collection to sort of add to a favorites, even though, I'm using them a lot at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much my top 10. eyeshadow palettes, for, you know, and this one is not technically a blush palette, but these are my current favorites and the ones that, you know, and if I sit down to do a creative look or something, these are the ones that I'm going to reach for, depending on what I'm trying to do, whether it's neutrals or, you know, just, you know, depending on the tones and colors I'm looking for. I have a specific palette that I can like have in mind and grab and use. Pretty much get anything I want out of these 10 palettes. A while back, I did a declutter showing you all, you know, I donated to the local YWCA, the women's shelter and stuff, and I had a whole bunch of makeup that I went through and decided some of it I threw out, some of it I donated. I will link that video in this one as well, if you're interested in seeing that. This was a pretty quick video, and I apologize that it wasn't, you know, a tutorial or, you know, anything more makeup related. I just needed to give my skin a break, but I also wanted to have new content. And since I figured, you know, I already did the declutter sort of video, I figured I would do a current favorites video. So if you like this video, if you like, you know, the other content that I make, please, please, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell to make sure that you're notified of future content that I release. I apologize, this last week has been pretty, like, sort of off as far as my regular uploads and stuff, and that's just because I've been sick and I just haven't been feeling well in general, so I haven't been able to film, and then my skin has been going through it because of being sick and other factors and whatnot. So hopefully I'm on the right track now, and I will be uploading at my regular sort of schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So thank you so much for watching this, and I hope to talk to you guys real soon. Thank you. Bye.